Hey, Ravens fan, it's time for another big game. And this time we're facing the Bills on Sunday Night Football. This is the kind of matchup everyone's waiting for, especially since the Bills are undefeated and will be tough to beat. But what can we expect from this showdown? Can Lamar Jackson and our defense stop Josh Allen? I'll tell you everything you need to know about this game, from the Ravens' strengths to the keys to securing the victory. Stick with me until the end to understand why this game could be a turning point in our season. Go Ravens! One really effective way to beat the Bills is by doing what we've already done really well before, running the ball and keeping Josh Allen, their star, off the field. When Derrick Henry gets going and starts running, he's like a tank, plowing through everything. In the last game, he ran so much that the opposing defense could barely catch a breath. And when we run like this, we hold on to the ball longer, which means their offense is left watching from the sidelines. It tires the opponent out and puts the game in the Ravens' hands. Running the ball not only keeps the Bills' defense busy, but also opens things up for Lamar Jackson to shine. He can use play action, which is when he fakes a run but actually throws the ball. This catches the defense off guard because they're too focused on stopping the run. By controlling the clock and wearing down the other team's defense, we can move down the field and score points. The more Derrick Henry runs, the more space our passing game gets, and that puts us in a much better position to win. The key is simple. Run the ball, control the clock, and keep Josh Allen off the field. And speaking of maintaining control, another way to ensure dominance is by using heavier formations with bigger, stronger players on offense. This could be a big advantage for the Ravens against the Bills, and we'll talk more about that next. One of the Ravens' tricks to dominating opponents is putting big, strong players on the field, especially for running plays. Last week, we saw this in action with Patrick Ricard, our giant fullback, who cleared the way for Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson to run freely. And when we use tight ends as blockers, it gets even harder for the defense to stop the progress. These guys are like moving walls, helping push the defense away and creating space. Against the Bills, this might be even more important. Their defense likes to use lighter formations with fast players, but they don't have the physical strength to handle our heavy formations. If we can get these big players on the field early and use this strategy often, we'll be able to set the pace of the game. This means their defense will constantly be pushed back while we gain yards with strength and strategy. And you know what's even better? If we can run while using these formations, it'll open up the middle of the field for quick, short passes. With the Bills' defense focused on stopping the run, we'll be able to exploit that space with passes to our tight ends, and that could be a real game changer. Now, if there's one area where the Ravens can make a difference, it's in the middle of the field. The Bills are missing some key players in the center of their defense, and this creates a huge opportunity for guys like Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. Andrews is a pass-catching machine, and if we can run well, their defense will be so focused on the run that they'll leave the middle of the field wide open. And that's when Lamar Jackson can just throw the ball into the open space and let the tight end shine. The big point here is that with two key players out in the middle of the Bills' defense, this area is much more vulnerable. If Derrick Henry keeps running well, it'll pull the defenders closer to the line of scrimmage. And when that happens, the space between the linebackers and safeties will be wide open. Mark Andrews, who has always been one of Lamar's most reliable weapons, could have a huge game and likely, with his agility, could cause serious damage in that space. The combination of running the ball and making short passes in the middle of the field could leave the Bills' defense completely lost. And with this strategy working, the pressure will mount on Josh Allen. That brings us to another crucial point for the Ravens: confusing Josh with quick defensive shifts. Let's talk about that now. Josh Allen is playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and it's not going to be easy to stop him. But there's one strategy that can work well: making him think one thing before the play and then showing something completely different after the snap. This can confuse him and force him to make mistakes. The idea is simple: fool Allen before the snap, then change the defensive coverage as soon as the ball is snapped. When the Ravens' defense does this, Allen might think a play is going to work, but when he looks again, the defense has already shifted, taking away the receivers he thought would be open. This gives our pass rush more time to get to him, either pressuring his throw or even forcing a mistake. And who knows, maybe this confusion is where we get our first interception against him this season, stealing a crucial possession. If we can throw off Josh Allen's rhythm and force him into making mistakes, this could be the turning point in the game. But even if he manages to move the ball, the Ravens' defense has to be relentless in the red zone, where Allen usually shines. Let's see how we can handle that next. The red zone is where Josh Allen becomes even more dangerous. He can throw pinpoint passes and also run with the ball when he gets close to the end zone. That's why the Ravens' defense will need to be extremely disciplined and aggressive in this area. When the Bills' offense gets near the 20-yard line, we can't let them score touchdowns easily. The strategy is clear. Allow as little space as possible, and if needed, force Buffalo to settle for field goals. Allen has already proven to be a threat both in the air and on the ground, so putting a spy on him to track his every move might be the key. We've got players like Kyle Hamilton and Trenton Simpson, who are fast and strong enough to keep up with him and stop him from running free. They could be the ones responsible for shutting down Allen inside the 10-yard line, making sure he doesn't find space to run or throw easily. If the Ravens can hold the Bills to field goals instead of touchdowns, it'll dramatically increase their chances of winning. By controlling the run game, confusing Josh Allen, and holding strong in the red zone, the Ravens can walk away from this matchup with a huge victory. Now that we've broken down everything to expect in this Ravens versus Bills game, you can really feel how big this matchup is, right? It's not just another game. It's a golden opportunity for the Ravens to prove they're ready to battle with the AFC's best. The Bills come in with a powerful offense led by Josh Allen and a solid defense, but we've got our own weapons. If we can repeat the success in the running game, control the clock, and keep Allen under pressure with a well-adjusted defense, we have everything we need to pull off a massive win. This is the kind of game that sets the tone for the season, and the confidence from beating an undefeated team could be the boost we need. Plus, let's not forget we're playing at home, with the Ravens fans making noise and pushing the team all the way. Every detail will count in this game, from our offensive line protecting Lamar Jackson to the defense staying strong on crucial plays, especially in the red zone, where the Bills have been deadly. It's going to be a tough battle, but with focus, discipline, and aggression, victory is well within our reach. This game could be the turning point we've all been waiting for. And the best part is it'll be under the bright lights of Sunday Night Football, in front of the whole country. Now I want to know from you. Are you confident for this game? Do you think our team can hold back the explosive Bills offense and show we're still one of the AFC's powerhouses? Leave your opinion in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this matchup. And of course, don't forget to cheer with everything you've got, because this Sunday is set to be exciting from start to finish. Let's go Ravens!